Yeah, welcome viewers. It's another session of the Advantage Forum, and I have with me Dr. Kel. Hi, Dr. Kel.
How are you doing? So, why are you referring to me as just Dr. Kel?
Okay, but yeah, okay, fine. You do us the favor to introduce yourself. Yeah,
Okay, hello guys. My name is Dr. Kelly Chokoro, also known as the Healthertainer.
the health.
The Healthertainer.
Okay, the health entertainer.
Okay, so think about an entertainer, but who's health entertaining. So I'm entertaining
Oh,
with health.
nice. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, would you tell us three things about yourself that would be surprising to the public or whosoever?
Okay. So first of all, I went from being religious to spiritual, then from being spiritual to agnostic. And people are telling me that I'm beginning to sound atheist. So, I'm
Okay, no, let's get it straight, right?
okay,
You used to be
religious because I was
religious.
born a Christian.
Okay. So
Yes.
now after being religious, you became
Spiritual,
spiritual.
meaning that I was trying to converse and know God for myself.
Okay.
Exactly.
And you overgrew that stage.
Exactly.
Then
Became agnostic.
became an you knew God too much.
Yes, and then I started
I was good there.
I started realizing that maybe what we are told or maybe what we know, there's
Okay.
something more, and I'm open. I'm really just
to
curious. I'm a scientist, and I'm just curious. Okay, I'm beginning to question, a
more.
lot of norms, a lot of indoctrination, and that. So I've been agnostic for a while, and now people are beginning to tell me, "Hey, seems you're beginning to sound atheist,"
Atheist.
but we'll see how that goes.
So could that be as a result of you being liberal?
Yes, it has to be with being liberal. It has to be with being curious. It has to be with being questioning everything and just trying to find logical explanations to things. Maybe it stems from the fact that I'm a scientist too. So I mean, I don't know how I got here, but it's a journey that has been very, insightful, and it's been practical,
Yeah.
and it's been amazing. So some people say that I would eventually come back to the light. But I see light in front of me, so we'll see how that goes. So keep praying for me.
Okay. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're known for being a gyration queen.
You said three things
And of course,
that
yes,
people don't know about me. I just
yeah,
mentioned
that has
one.
been mentioned. Yes, that has been said and done,
I want
right?
to say two more.
Oh, please.
All right. So the second thing is that I love governance, not
Mm,
politics.
okay, governance.
Yes. So I have
Oh,
delved into politics for some time so that I can influence good governance. So I do not like politics because it's all about.
have you affected the governance?
Okay, yes, we're getting there. For example, in the last elections from my place, I'm from Ebonyi State. I was involved deeply with the team that wanted a particular candidate to come into governor, to become governor. He was one of the, he was in the former government, and because the government was not performing, he resigned,
Yeah.
right? So that's
Okay.
one thing, integrity, and not, you're in power, but yet you're willing to let go of power to come back and do things right. And then the running mate is a doctor. So I feel like there's so many politicians in government. What works is actually government governance, the intricacies of delivering the dividends of democracy. So that's what governance is all about. It's about the processes, it's about systems and implementing those systems. However, for politics, it's about who gets what. It's about
When
a
and how?
power tussle. It's about influence. It's about it's my turn, whether you know what to do or not. So that's what politics is all about, and I do not like that. So sometimes I get into politics actively so that we can get good governance.
Well, of course, I've always shared in the school of thought that we rather have better and good administrators than having politicians in power.
Exactly.
So, well, I think I actually support what you've said. So you have one more thing that is not. You said two more.
Can I remember now? I've
Okay,
spoken so much, so I can't remember the third thing.
okay. All right. So I was about to ask a question, right? And I was saying you are known to be a gyration queen, and
Okay.
you're also known as the queen of vibes. So how have you been able to manage that aspect of life, of your life, with being a medical doctor and also being able to merge health with entertainment?
Okay, so I've been able to do that because I have I'm self-aware, right?
Yeah.
From inception, my brand name is Healthertainer. So there's no way I'm taking away that vibes from whatever it is that I do.
Yeah.
So it's been about being authentic, it's about embracing who I am, and it's about not losing the why. For me,
Yeah.
when I was a medical student, there were a lot of doctors I didn't want to be like. I'm sorry. I would look at some of my lectures and I'd be like, this is not the life that I want to live. And then most especially interaction with patients, patient education. We see a lot of patients who come to the hospital and they get treatment, but they leave without even knowing what the problem was in the first place, and that education in patient language wasn't really there. So for me, the why is getting patients, getting people to understand health in the layman terms, make it relatable, make it interesting, because health is already something that's very serious. Even for us medics, it's very serious, okay? So I didn't want the same faith for my patients. So that's why I had to infuse entertainment into it, because it's something that people breathe, something that they eat, it's something that they live for. So having to not ever forget the why, and then embracing my true self, which is the vibes and the gyration, like you said. I don't know where you got that from, if you're on my WhatsApp, but yes, so that's how I've been able to, do that. Because from inception, from my brand name, Healthertainer, there has to be that fusion of health and entertainment. So I won't really have any challenges, because of course there are challenges, but it's on the other end. Perception, you're supposed to be a medical doctor, it's supposed to be serious. However, I tell people that they know they advise breadwinner, because you are showing results. So usually when you show results, when you show workings, when people see that your model or your method is yielding results faster than the old way, I mean, people are going to align. And then because I crawled, because I walked, a lot of health or medics are flying right now with the whole niche of health influencing and all of that. So the why, the results, and then being me, and then knowing that the end goal is impact. It's impact. People are learning, people's lives are being saved, and then it's just a positive vibe all the way.
So pay attention to her.
Ah, it's my baby.
Okay. So, can you share a powerful story of how path has impacted, the lives of women and girls on the underserved communities? Of course, I'm sure there are several reasons that must have inspired your decision and inspired you to actually create such foundation and initiative, right? So, what would have been the powerful story behind pay attention to her?
Okay, so I started Heal for Africa initiative in 2017, which means Health, Education and Advocacy for Livelihood is an acronym. And one of our projects is called Pay Attention to Her. That's our baby. That's the project we started with. And it involves, sexual and reproductive health education, orientation, general orientation for the girl child and the women. So, and our entry point is menstrual hygiene, because of course that's when puberty starts, and when you catch them young, you're able to avert a lot of mistakes and then build them, to be better women, stronger women. So we did that for a couple of years, and I left Kogi after 6 years. So randomly I'm in Kogi and I go into a salon, Zoza's place, and somebody just jumped up and was hugging me. And she's like, the madam was like, do you know her? She said, yes, yes, yes. When I was in secondary school, she was one of the people who came. In fact, her foundation came and they spoke to us, talked to us about menstrual hygiene, gave us free pads, and, taught us some skills. And, one thing she keeps saying is, whether you are in education, whether you're getting an education or not, you need to be empowered in all aspects of your life. And that's why she finished her SSC and she's now learning how to be a tailor with Zoza. She's learning makeup, and then her life has really, really, really changed. And because of me, she wants to be a medical doctor. So now imagine someone who wants to be a medical doctor, but still is learning some skills. That aside, I had so many other events like that where someone just walks up to me, young girls, and they're like, okay, because of you, because of what you and your team and the foundation have come to our school for, this is how my life has changed. Then there's one particular one. Funny story, I had gone to, do you have time?
Sure.
Okay.
So
So,
much time.
okay, so I went to the Heal for Africa initiative. We went to a school in Kaba. It's a Catholic school. Went to a school in Kaba. There was a conference for young Catholic students. So there were like over 1,000 students in one school, camping in one school. And we went there. We set up camp. Free medicals for the participants, and then we also had a place where people could just come, learn about sexual and reproductive health, menstruation. Boys, in fact, boys were so involved because we encourage that inclusion, because we can't keep, trying to create a better environment for girls. We can't keep trying to empower the girl child and then leave the boys, because what happens then is that there's an imbalance, right? You have well-behaved girls and badly behaved boys, right? So we had a lot of boys, involved. And then there was this particular girl. She happens to be the biggest girl in school. I didn't know she was a student, but I always saw her. She was always quiet, and she was always being bullied. And I'm like, hey, girl, if there's supposed to be a bully here, it's supposed to be you. You're not supposed to be a bully, but I'm just trying to say, like, you're bigger than everybody in your class. You already blossomed. So why is everybody bullying you? So apparently she felt really, she had low self-esteem because she felt like she was bigger than everybody and she was just different. So I got talking with her, exchanged numbers with her. In fact, I just remember now, she came to the clinic and said she was sick and needed a leave permit out of the camp. I examined her and I knew she wasn't sick. And then I got talking, what exactly is the problem? And then she opened up more that, she's been bullied, she doesn't want to stay here, and some other things about home that I cannot go into. I gave her my number, I asked her to call her parents, and we had that conversation, and she stayed in camp, and she really enjoyed it. Fast forward to 2 or 3 months ago, she's calling me that she's in Okene, that she wants to come to my house in Lokoja. It's 7 o'clock, it's 8 o'clock. Why do you want to come to my house? That she's running away from home. And then why are you running away from home to my house? That she feels safer with me. She can't talk to her mom. She can't talk to her father. She has so many things she wants to say, and nobody's listening to her. I'm like, sorry, it's late. You can't. She said, okay, if I don't come to her house, there's a man in Lagos that's sending her money to come over to her house. Of course, that was manipulation, but I let her come. But before she came, I went to the police, wrote a report, got her parents' number so that I could, talk to them later. She came and we had wonderful conversations, and apparently it was just a case of not being understood at home. I called the parents over to my house, and the first thing the mother said was, I failed as a mother. Why are you more comfortable with Dr. Kel when you're not comfortable with me who gave birth to you? But I had to de-escalate the situation, and we had a very good family talk, and she went back home and everything, went on well. Long story short, it just feels really good that, like we say, it takes a village. Mm-hmm. There's that support that comes from the family. There's that support that comes from the community. There's that support that comes from teachers. That's supposed to come from teachers, because there's some things that you don't learn at home. There's some support that you can't get at home. You should be able to get it across board in your school, in your church, and all of that. So I'm happy. I am happy that Pay Attention to Her project of Heal for Africa initiative could provide that succor for young girls, where they could call at any time and say, I'm in problem, I have this problem, and then we can we can manage and then, try to solve that problem with their family. So I think that, if you leave me here, I will gist you. So let's just leave it at that.
Okay. I think you've actually said so much and quite insightful on what has actually prompted your actions towards path.
Okay.
And so what I would also ask is, of course, we know you're a boss lady.
Are you seeing what the economy is saying?
Yeah,
maybe 4 years ago, 8 years ago, but I can't breathe right now.
Yeah, just the boss lady.
Okay.
So how have you been able to navigate, well, of course, we know that male usually dominates, especially in your area of practice.
Okay.
So how have you been able to, stand your ground, to level up and also slay in your field?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so for me, there are pros and cons, being a female in a male-dominated, sector. For what has worked for me is to, I don't want to say be like a man, but is try to tune down my femininity a little notch and then increase, reduce the estrogen, not functionally, right?
Yeah.
Perception, reduce the estrogen and increase the testosterone. First of all, it's protective because when you are very feminine in a male-dominated world, you tend to get into problems. We are sexualized as it is already. So when you are like that, you get more, you know, in quotes, you get more sexualized. So
Yeah.
for me, I'm speaking for myself, so that you don't quote, you don't. For me, what has helped me is to try to level up, right?
Yeah.
Try to have a huge stake on the negotiation table. In fact, I tend to bring my own table most of the time. Okay, so that when you're engaging with me, you're not engaging with me because I have a beautiful face. You're not engaging with me because you're pitying me because I'm female. I mean, we talk about equality a lot. I am for equity because, you know, equality means you're equal. Equity give me benefits as if, exactly. So what has helped is, you know, bringing my own table, bringing a lot to the table, you know, proving my worth, proving that I have earned to be here, and you will address me and yes, as your contemporary, as your equal, not as someone who is, you know, you're trying to, you know, pity or something like that. So, and then of course, what comes with it again is people feel like because you're female, you shouldn't have a voice. Because you're female, you should be a good girl, you should be well behaved. Like I always say, I'm not the one that said it. Well-behaved women never or seldom make history, right? So that Kenyan lady that said, don't be a good girl, be a bad girl. So yes, it's about just embracing, you know, your uniqueness, knowing that you're female, but however, you are playing, you know, in a male-dominated field. And like I said, tune down for me, tune down the femininity a bit, increase, you know, the testosterone, bring value, demand, you know, don't demand respect, earn respect. And by extension, you're going to earn respect when you bring value. Okay, so that's how it's been for me.
So we'll still a bit delve into politics a bit.
Okay.
Yeah. So you, of course, being aware that you've actually been active in governance
Okay.
and all of that. So if you had the power to change one thing about our society and how to support women and girls, so how or what would you do differently, or and why would you really want to do that?
Okay, you know, when they say change something, it means that there's no extant thing that can actually do what you want to change. There's something about 35% affirmative action in the politics, in giving office, public offices. How many states have been able to achieve that? You're supposed to have 35% representation. We're not even saying 50%. We're saying 35% representation. Has that worked? We see that in the National Assembly, state assemblies, when you're giving, you know, when you're appointing women. These days, you just appoint women. It cannot be like, say, aside the 35% affirmative action, making sure that women have more voices, more women are interested, first of all, in politics, because politics is not even aesthetic, it's not even, you know, enticing to women, because once you are in a position where you have you are given a voice to speak, once you open your mouth, they will call you a shawo. Once you open your mouth and have an opinion, the first thing they remember is that you're not married. Once you open your mouth and have an opinion, the first thing they remember is that you are an ashawo, you are a woman, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. We should allow women to be women and also to contribute in to the betterment of the economy or to policy making. For example, over the years, we've had so many policies that favor men, and it's largely because it is men who are on those decision-making tables. So if there's one thing I would change, or one thing I would say it's there, make it happen, is that more women should be able to access, or should be able to get into, or should be able to be appointed into these positions where decisions are being made, right? Let women make decisions so that when it's time to raise bills, when it's time to, you know, advocate for policies, men will always speak for themselves. Men will always support bills or raise bills that will favor them. They're not thinking of the women primarily. I always say men are selfish. They think about themselves first. Women think about women. Women think about men. First, that's why when a woman falls in love, mumu has been born. They'll serve her breakfast and she'll fall in love again, a mumu reborn. Okay? It's because women are nurturers, women are lovers. So naturally, when you put women in such positions, not only will they, bring up policies or support policies that favor women, they would also think about the men. Exactly.
All right. So, yeah, I'm aware that you've actually worked with notable brands like MTN, Dettol, Techno. So, how have these collaborations, enhanced your ability to spread, health awareness and the likes?
Okay, so what those brands you mentioned, I started working with them as far back as 5 years ago. I have evolved to working with international brands. I'm currently a member of the WHO FIDES network, which is a health influencers network. I have worked with a lot of international brands. And what this has done for me is, I don't like to use the word validation because I'm not the kind of person who seeks validation because I'm very self-aware. But however, for the market, for new customers, for perception, there's something in Nigeria called the bandwagon effect. Oh no, it's everywhere, but particularly on social media. You make a post and because there's no likes or comments or it has not gone viral, nobody will say anything about it. However, when they see that, oh, celebrities are commenting, people are sharing, even without necessarily liking the content, they would, it will stir up some emotions and then they would engage with that content. It's called, even some people buy stuff that they don't want to buy just because their fave, is endorsing it or has a stake in it, they would buy. It's called emotional buying. So what working with these top brands has done for my brand is that people see the need to collaborate with me. People see the need to consume my content. People see the need to give me more of these opportunities to support their brand. So that's what that has done for me. It's exposed me to many more jobs. Yeah.
Okay. So in all of this, of course, there are basic ideologies and principles that must have guided you all through. So what are those principles that?
Okay. So the very first one, authenticity. I always have to be myself. Being myself has taken me places. If I wasn't myself, I wouldn't be Healthertainer because I would have tried to deliver health information the conventional way.
Yeah.
So being myself is one of my core, principles. Also, another thing is relatability. People want to relate to something. People want to see that you feel them. Empathy. People want to see that, you don't see them as less of themselves or less of yourself or less of what they already feel of themselves. So being able to relate, to be relatable, being empathetic. So those are one of my cores. And then another thing is being creative, being innovative, and to keep evolving, because what worked yesterday is not going to work today. We have Gen Zs now. What worked with the millennials is not going to work with the Gen Zs. We have the Gen Alpha now. Those ones are off the roof, right? So you have to keep innovating and just keep evolving also. Yes, those are the things that work for me.
Wow. All right, so let's speak about your hobbies. So what are those activities you enjoy doing?
I love
Dancing?
of course, I love to dance.
Okay.
I'm not a pro dancer, but I would literally throw it down on the dance floor when all my songs are, on. I'm a diehard Davido fan, so even if Davido coughs like this,
Is it music?
it's all love, right? So I love to dance. I love to, I love to hang out, right? I love to hang out. It's a balance for me. I do a lot of mental work. So when I just want to, get out there and have some fun, listen to some loud music and just have fun generally. Another hobby, I love to swim. I love to swim a lot. One of the things on my bucket list is to swim with the sharks. Yes, to swim with the sharks. Is to deep sea diving, right?
Okay. With the sharks.
Yeah. No, that's different. Swimming with sharks is different. Deep sea diving is
Wow.
different. Then I love to swim in the middle of the ocean where the endless depths, endless width.
What do they call that in Igbo?
I don't know. Sorry. So
No,
that
it will help. Like, okay, like someone who swims in Igbo, what would that be?
onye na-swim swim.
Only swim.
Yeah, so I love to swim a lot. So another thing I love to do is to be in a open safari car and be chased by lions. If you let me, I just want to do a lot of
Jeez.
things that have so much adrenaline, right? So
Oh, wow.
hobbies, I like to chase
So
dopamine.
I guess you're more of an adventurist.
Yes, I'm an adventurous person. 9 to 5 doesn't work for me because I'm very spontaneous. I'm very adventurous. I love to travel. I have a moniker called the digital health nomad. I can be talking to you today, and then the next day I'm in Morocco, next day I'm somewhere else because I just tend to move to where there's impact, where there's impact to be made. I just move, I just like to move so that I can achieve all the things that I want to achieve. So those are my hobbies. What other hobby do I have? Okay. That should be okay. So that I don't scare you. You're looking kind of.
Dive into the sharks.
Well,
Swim in the oceans. Those are scary. These are scary moves.
I mean, I've been swimming for how many years now? I like to do,
Crazy
extra.
things.
So like I told you, I like to evolve. I can't be swimming in a pool,
Just in the pool.
looking like I'm in it.
Have you tried swimming in the mud?
In the mud? No, but that's not swimming anymore. That's not swimming anymore.
Okay. So, what would be your advice to the young ones, Nigerian women, based on your position and your impact, the impact you've actually been making in the lives of so many. So, but now if you to give Nigerian girls an advice or Nigerian women, what would it be?
My first advice always is to first know yourself so that someone else won't turn you into something that you're not, right? Spend some time with yourself. When it comes to relationships, when it comes to your career, when it comes to interpersonal relationships, everything you have to do, first of all, spend some time with yourself because you're the one wearing the shoes. Everybody's jackpine. I know how many times that people will tell me, "Oh, Dr. Kel, your colleagues are out there. They're making it. They're making it based on their own goals, based on their own, ideology of life, based on what they deserve or what they want from life, right? I'm not going to jackpot because
Home is home.
home. No, it's not about home is home. I am making an impact in Nigeria with what I do with the Healthertainer brand, with the Heal for Africa brand, with the Health Hub brand. I'm making an impact in Nigeria. Nigeria is my target audience. Nigeria is my market. Of course, my services, my impact is exported globally, but however, my core is Nigeria. So if I jackpot and do what other doctors are doing, I won't be sitting on these podcasts giving a talk, right?
Yeah.
So it depends on what you want. Like that's why I said, circle back to the first point, know yourself. Because if you know yourself, then you can make the right decisions. Don't do things just because everybody is doing it. Everybody's jackpine. Maybe they just what they want to do is go there and have a 9 to 5, have a blue collar job. Is it blue collar or white collar?
White color.
White collar job. Have a white collar job and just, have a structured life and all of that. Yes, there's good electricity, good roads and all of that. However, will you be living your passion? Will you be living your dream? Right? So spend some time with yourself, know yourself, and don't do what every other person is doing. Another thing I would like to talk about is building good networks. I remember when I was a child, when I was a teenager, when I was just growing up, someone asked for my number. I was saying, no, I don't give my number to strangers. Please, if you ask for my number, I will give you. Because you do not know where your next big job is coming from. You do not know where your next meal is coming from. You do not know, the person might start out as, trying to, get into a talking stage for a relationship, but you never might tell. It might turn into something else. So I'm just saying, networking is very important. Networking everywhere. You don't plan to network every day of your life. Just know that you are networking in religious gatherings, in social gatherings. For me, socializing or being social is also a currency for me because I meet people, and the best place to meet people, or the best place to make business connects. In fact, if you let me just give you an insight, a lot of decisions about a whole country, Nigeria, is made in golf courses, is made over a bottle of Martell Blue Swift, is made over a plate of afang and banga, or I'm just saying, you never can tell. It's not until you wear your suit and go into an office before you think you're networking, or you think that you're going to establish a business relationship.
Yeah.
Every day of your life, just have a networking mindset. It might go south, or it might be good. So networking is very important, and also collaborate. A lot of people are very competitive.
Yeah.
You don't excel. You can only do much with competing. However, when you collaborate, you're able to do more and more and more. So don't have yes, it's very good. Healthy competition is good. However, collaboration, works. That's the SDGs 17, it's collaboration. So after the 1 to 16, they still had to wrap it up with collaboration, because you can't do everything.
Yeah.
Be open to collaboration. And what else would I want to advise? Don't take every advice. Even this one I'm giving you. You have to sieve the information that you get online from your so-called mentors, from people you look up to. Sieve information, sieve advices, and take what works for you.
Impressive.
One last thing. This one is going to be hard, but it's something that has, taken me so far. Stop thinking about profits, especially when you start, okay? Follow your passion. First of all, have a passion first. Then be passionate about your passion. And trust me, profit will drown you. You will literally have a lot of profit. A lot of times, people who know me very well, they ask me, Kelechi, what do you really do? It's hard to tell what I do, because all they see me do is make content, post on social media. It's like, even when I'm working, it's like I'm enjoying.
Yeah.
Do you understand? All the times, the only time I've ever traveled out, and it was primarily for holiday, was when I went to Dubai. When I went to Israel, when I went to Morocco, when I went to Germany, when I went to France, when I went to Istanbul, when I went to all the places I've ever gone to. It was work. But people actually thought that I was there for fun, but it was work. So after work, I have fun. So back to my point, when you chase your passion, when you think about the solution, definitely, if you do it right, the profit will come. So don't always put money forward. People will not pay me for this podcast. Did you pay me? No, but I am here with my fine makeup. I paid for my transportation. I'm taking time I would have used to do something that is profitable to be here. However, this is still very profitable. When you tie everything together, when you look at it long term, this is still a profitable venture. But for some young people, they say, hey, you're not paying me. Everything you have to think of money. No. When you think about your problem too much, it will not, how do they say it?
Yeah.
When you love, okay, let me not jumble up everything, but passion over profit, and then eventually profit will come.
Interesting. So, is there any particular project or goal that Heal for Africa initiative might be coming up that you're especially very excited about?
Okay, yes. So next, for pay attention to her, because we've done school tours, we've gone to schools, we've gone to underprivileged communities to talk about menstrual hygiene, give out pads, and then also, talk to them about skills and all of that. So I know, and I mean, it's public knowledge that if at the policymaker level, if at the stakeholders level, nothing is being done, then sometimes your effort is just a waste. So why can't women and girls afford pads? Why? And how can we take that burden away from us, I mean, as an NGO and as, individuals, is by engaging, public office holders. So for us, I'd pay attention to her. And next is to engage the 36 wives of the governors of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, then including FCT. Who is the governor's wife in FCT? Okay. Yeah, so engage all of them so that they take, let it be that it is a project that all the wives of the governors are not just passionate about, not just come out and, pay lip service, or when it's World Menstrual Hygiene Day, just, do one thing and leave it. No, I think and I know that this should be a project that all wives of governors should be hands-on, right? So that way, it's able to solve a lot of problems, because you can now trickle it down from the wives of the governors to female public office, female appointees, female public office holders, so that as women leaders, we take this initiative to ensure that every woman and every girl in Nigeria has access to menstrual health products, menstrual health education, and reducing the inequities when it comes to menstrual hygiene. It's 2024, and then some people are still not allowing their wives cook for them when they're on their periods. It's 2024. Some girls cannot still afford pads. It's 2024. Some girls, some women are being stigmatized because of a natural phenomenon called menstruation. It's 2024, and you cannot, a boy or your boyfriend or your partner, your husband, cannot walk majestically to go and buy a pad for their partner. However, they can buy condoms with their full chest. In 2024, right? It's 2024, and we cannot speak up about menstruation. You have to lie. When I was working, if I'm on my period, I would say I'm on my period. That's why I cannot come to work. Nobody should be ashamed to talk about something. If we can talk about sex with our full chest, then why can't we talk about menstruation with our full chest? So, moving forward, for pay attention to her, it's engaging the women leaders, especially the wives of the governors, and also media engagement, because with media, we're able to reach more people, we're able to get more stakeholders to join contribute to the cause, and then we're able to end period poverty and all inequities that surrounds menstruation.
Yeah, so it's really been a wonderful
It's like
time
I've
with
tired you out.
No.
You look tired.
Yeah, I've been up all day. So, yeah, it's been a wonderful time with you, Dr. Kel, and I look forward to, the big opportunities that Pay Attention to has to gain.
Okay.
And, of course, the results. We're also waiting for the massive results where the young ones are aware, and then the stakeholders are also very active at making it happen. So it's been a pleasure having you around, and it's a wonderful time with you.
Thank you for having me. I had absolute fun on the set, and don't forget everything I said, and please don't take everything I said.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you
for coming. Ciao, ciao.
Ciao.